Welcome to your magical moon message, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Peace Dealer, fresh off of a game changer transit and stepping into a brand new Cancer season. We are starting the Cancer season off with a quarter square, indicating a career advancement and self-definition. In that, you want to feel connected to and or represented by your identity. What is the understanding of who you are and how that makes you feel about your success? And I want to actually word this another way too, because this is the definition of self-defined success. For example, instead of being the CEO of Starbucks, you're the owner of Sir Oreo's coffee shop. In that, your whole brand is defined based on your identity, and your legacy and reputation is defined on who you are. This is having you start this transit off feeling into the liberty at play, which comes to express itself through how successful you feel about who you are, what you are. And this is everything that once the moon revisits back here before Leo season, you'll be so much more square, literally, on what your identity means to you, how influential you really are, and think of this also as a pit stop. I also have said on previous recordings that ever since the last time the moon was in Aries on Mars and it having a cycle coming back, we're going to see more violence. We're going to see more evidence of, direct attacks. It's just the Aries transit that you're seeing in full display. If you think Aries is a cardinal sign that is quickly passionate and quick fire, this is just going to add to the crimes of passion in this bloody summer, or rather bloody summer solstice that has kicked out. The square to Pluto adds an extremeness to how much control or lack of self-control people have that goes into, life-changing decisions that can, literally mean a life. So it's very imperative that you see all of these actions as highly symbolic of what's to come. If you are able to tap into the trend sociologically of what people are saying with their actions, remember, these are all energy currents. You're going to get really, really interesting insight to what this Cancer season will be alone, just based on this moon in Aries. And it's looking pretty ugly. It's looking pretty messy. It's looking pretty violent. You might hear those words and think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. But good and bad doesn't really exist outside of our subjective perception. This is really just going to, with this boss battle this season, remind you how serious your need to express your individuality is in the face of collective and mainstream influences and influencers who may even stand against your ability to do so by suppressing that, or even encouraging it, depending on what narrative it is you're driving or what it is you're representing. None of this has to be good or bad, as much as everything you want to be aware of, because the emotional, ask any Cancer or Scorpio, the emotional manipulation is going to be, is powerful, but seeing with Neptune in Pisces especially, it's going to be very convincing. What's not said, what's inferred, what's felt, you have to be able to read between those lines, or you can really sit and watch people justify the most heinous of actions and deeds just because they felt like it. Not to, offer up a slippery slope, but the most important part about this transit, especially with the moon that's gone over Chiron, and we will see go over Mars as I record this, is the definitive activation, okay, of this post-harvest, right? This quarter square is the end of the harvest that we had with the full moon in Sag. So this is going to prepare for the balsamic phase. We're clearing the field before we plant new seeds. New moon in Cancer is going to be power activating. And we're activating power after harvesting a new perspective, new magic, okay? New meaning of what ideas we're moving forward with. Well, this quarter square is going to sneak peek this new moon by having you feel into the soul identity of the spirit psychic power or soul power. Okay, I want you to contemplate what soul power means to you, especially if natally in your chart or progressed, your moon is in a cardinal sign. If you were born with moon in Libra, Cap, Aries, or Cancer, you got soul power, okay? And what's significant about that is soul power can be utilized. Unlike soul energy, which is moon and fixed signs that can harness and charge energy infinitely, seemingly, and then you got the soul magicians, moon in Virgo, Sag, Pisces, Gemini, right? That are literal essences of magic. Soul power can be generated. Soul power can be utilized. Soul power can be balanced. Soul power can be felt. And what's very key about this in Aries is that it's being sparked. And what's also very important is that this is the continuation of that 29-degree square mutably. So this is you headed forward in that direction. There's an understanding of passion here that squaring Pluto, if it's not necessarily channeled properly, can lead to violence, can lead to murder, can lead to people being taken over by the dark influence that steadily pervades to tip people out of balance. And this is still too new. Like, we're just starting the Cancer season, so a lot of the rest of the year is going to be dependent on what direction we take these feelings individually before we integrate them into Scorpio. So yeah, that's just to kind of set up these dynamics here. This is gonna be a really ugly transit, and a really ugly and violent transit, because we don't live in a perfect world. And so you're going to see this raw Aries authenticity to how people sincerely feel. Cancer is holiness, okay? And it's sincerity. So when it's not holy, it's very messy. It's very manipulative, but not in a Capricorn controlling way, in a very subtle way that's insincere. The most evil expression of Cancer is insincerity. This is what gives way to Capricorn sarcasm. And there is a very raw expression of emotions out of integrity that can really fuck shit up. It can really mess a lot of stuff up. And the key to this is to maintain integrity by staying true and literally not getting washed up by just vulgar, raw expressions of people caught up in their ego. Because this is also like tantrum energy. When people don't get what they want, they just flail around and use a show of force. When true power doesn't have to be used to, pressure people through violence. True power is used to protect, defend, and all that, blah, blah, blah. So the key thing here is you are definitively activating soul power. And the requirement in Cancer is, now that you understand who and what you are like never before, and you've transcended this understanding, how do you feel about it? What do you feel about it? What does it feel like to be who you are? And you're going to come back here after the full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so like you're gonna revisit this more understanding. A lot of you have the idea and concept of what you are. We've finished this Gemini season. You've experienced synchronicities tied to it. You're connected with soulmates who also, bring this more to life. But what does it feel like? What kind of sway do you walk around with? What's the energy signature? Welcome at Cancer season, where as soon as this moon in Aries is complete, as this goes into Taurus, you're legitimately manifesting the physiology and physical senses of what that feels like. And so this Aries transit is very key. You're clashing with aspects of your ego so that you can bring in a more soulful authenticity into this expression of divine attributes and aspects of yourself. Okay, the sextile to Saturn is going to be weird as fuck because it's going to connect you with people who you would have never expected align and see you, who you truly are. Kind of like in a movie where you get unlikely support from a friend when you need it most. And any challenges with that Pluto square are necessary so that you can feel into, through conflict, who you are. Because conflict is one of the best indicators of revealing who someone is. Not when things go well. And so you want to really embrace this Pluto square. Don't be out here thinking that people are out to get you. It's never really that personal. And even if it is, you got a whole real team and spirit team. So like, use them, okay? This transit is going to require you responding to every experience with who you truly are, not like who you think you are. You feel me? Like, what are what are you actually doing and coming out of with these actions? What is life showing you in response to who you are? Because this is going to now set the direction of how to begin to feel about yourself. Some of you are not feeling as excited about yourself as you should. And that's what this moon in Aries is calling you out on. Like, given everything you have manifested, it's starting to rain right now, given everything that has started to come to fruition with what you've accomplished, many of you should be way more excited about what's coming in. There should be this sense of unease and not necessarily knowing what's going to happen because we're just starting a new season. We're coming out of filler, by the way. We're no longer in filler. I just kind of want to repeat that. So coming out of filler, we're back in the canon. I just got word from the Galactic Federation, who I'm semi-beefing with, but we're still in contact with, that, Aries season, Taurus season, Gemini season, that was filler. It was canon filler. For my anime heads, you know how like they try and sneak in flashbacks in Naruto, like you won't even know you about to watch a flashback the whole episode. You be thinking, okay, it's gonna go back to canon like in 3 minutes, but then 30 minutes late, 10 minutes later, you're still watching a flashback, but then they be sneaking in canon like every now and then go right back to the flashback. Naruto, you nasty for that. You are so nasty for that. But it is what it is. You still one of the goats. This is what we went through. And now you're just getting boom, snapped back into canon. And you're starting to meet people who are relevant to the plot in your life, and shit is just picking up. Okay, you're gonna see shit pick up like a lot. By the time you get into the new moon, boom, you're on a whole new plot because you're getting ready for Leo season, where we're gonna be on the red carpet and people are gonna be acting bougie as hell because now people have leveled up and now they're seeing they have like 2-year character plots that are fucking badass and like they think their shit don't stink. Don't worry. This is makeup artist Cancer season, where the makeup artists be getting the tea when they be, ask any Cancer, okay? They're makeup artists. Like they're gonna talk with the actors, and then the makeup artists be goading the actors like, oh, is anybody fucking with you? And the artists be like, no, fuck no. Okay, what do you think about this person? And Cancer be getting all the tea because the actors be talking shit. The Cancer, listen, Cancer gets all the tea behind the scenes. Like, you don't sleep on Cancer. Shout out to Cancer. I fucks with you, Cancer. I got my Jupiter there. We gonna make this a good season, okay? But be very careful, because like if you can't match that excitement in your life with how to really feel it and not really, like if you have resting bitch face like me and earth sign risings, you can coast through this because we don't give a fuck. But like, you really can't be out here just lacking excitement about who you are. Really look for at least one reason to be and match that square, and you'll be straight. You'll be manifesting that for real, okay? And really be willing to confront yourself about where maybe your ego can get in the way of you feeling sincere, authentic. It doesn't even have to be emotional. You just have to express yourself sincerely, okay? Anyway, I hope you enjoy this transit. You're breaking through in using an aspect of your abilities in a new way that denotes causality and a different expression. This is what the square will help you like empower before you strengthen with the moon in Taurus, exalted, might I add you. Don't back down. because people feel like they're cooler than you or whatever. Stay true. Godspeed.